Hi, Michelle. I'm just going to give you a walk through the Program Resource Center and try to find a few of the resources that are going to help answer your questions. So go on to the PRC, Program Resource Center, find the Diploma Program area. Then you want to go to View All DP Resources. I think Chemistry is your area, so go down to Sciences and pull up Chemistry. When you open up Chemistry, you're going to see the guide. That's the first thing that you're going to need. Pull that down. That's going to tell you, you can either pull it up as a PDF or as a website. I like to work in the website. It's going to tell you the outline and all of the topics. So here's all the topics in chemistry that we are exploring in the DP chemistry program. Remember that the diploma program is for students ages 16 to 19. I'm not sure what your teaching context is right now, but when we're thinking about this, we want to be able to think about that age group, not necessarily being the age group that you're teaching currently. So we're not designing materials for necessarily your own class today, but the class that you might teach if you were teaching the diploma program. This is the final 2 years of secondary school and the 2 years leading into university, so university preparation courses. So this is the content for chemistry. You're going to find all of the details about it here in the syllabus. The teacher needs to decide what's the order I'm going to teach this in. That's not going to be dictated by the IB. That's going to be determined by your area of expertise, perhaps other constraints, like are there local requirements that dictate the order or the sequence of the topics. Nevertheless, the teacher will decide. In terms of assessment, the other place to look in the PRC, so I'm just going to go back to the chemistry page here, is go down to assessment, look at specimen papers. Specimen papers means old exams. So that'll give you a sense of how the exams are handled and the nature of the questions. And we will be going through this as we work through these types of assessments in the course. In chemistry, standard level, students would write paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 tends to be a multiple choice paper. Paper 2, it tends to be based on a piece of data that might be related to an area, a topic area, and then there are questions about it, sort of short answer, long answer, that sort of thing. Higher level students also write paper 3. Paper 3 is questions related to the additional content that higher level requires because it has longer time. So take a look at that as well. The exams are the external assessment. These are sent away. They're written by the IB. Students mark them in your school. They're supervised to write them. Then they're literally put into envelopes and mailed to back to the IB, and the IB marks them. So there are examiners, chemistry teachers all around the world who are trained as examiners and hired as examiners. They will do the marking, and they will, so that's not done by the classroom teacher. It's not in the school. That's why it's called external. Going back here, another thing to take a look at, back on the chemistry page, again in the assessment area, keep going. No, hang on, my mistake. Under support material, open the chemistry teacher support material. And this is where you're going to see examples of the internal assessment. In chemistry, the internal assessment is basically one giant lab report that the student has designed. It's their own research question. It's their own methodology. They will carry out the experiment. They will collect the data, make interpretation, and draw conclusions from the data. It all needs to be scientifically supported, and it's done individually. The teacher in the classroom will support this work, but every student must have their own research question. The teacher will mark it, and then samples of the class will be sent away to the IB for moderation. So comparison to the international standard with the teacher's standard of marking to ensure that the teacher's standard of marking is meeting the standard required. So they're sent, and that's why it's called internal assessment. It's done in the school, it's supported in the school, it's marked in the school. But the final say, there may be a moderation factor applied. If the teacher is too easy a marker, the moderator will apply a moderation factor to all of the marks submitted for this assessment. Or if the teacher is too hard a marker, same thing. The idea is moderation is a way to ensure consistency across every school in the world and the 70,000 students who will be registered every year for diploma chemistry. So I hope that helps you get find some navigation to the materials that would be helpful to get you started thinking about what a chemistry course looks like. And I would urge you, if you have time over the weekend, to take a look at those materials as a starting place. That would be my recommendation. Hope that helps.